Hey, hi, hello, good evening. Welcome to the middle of the week. Congrats for making it that far. Proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. First stream of the new year, and what better way to open it up than with a game that's like kind of related to sunsets. I guess it's the closest thing I got. Good evening. Hey, good evening to you too, Molecular Shadow Fox. Look at you rocking the kimono. I know, right? It's like a kind of a New Year's tradition, right? Just just dressing up for the occasion. Yeah. So I guess for the most part, most of the traditions revolve around sunrise, and here we're gonna be racing against a sunset in this game called Race the Sun. It's like a endless runner type of game developed by Flipty Studios, released almost a decade ago, I want to say. Yeah, I remember when this first came out, and I did put a bit of time into it, and surprisingly enough, the save managed to hold. Thanks, Cloud Saves, for bringing it through. How are things? Things are going pretty well. This was like my first day back to work as well after a little bit, so I was doing quite a bit of catching up with all the mails and the meetings and all the developments that have happened in my absence, and getting into the swing of things took a bit, but I think I've managed to kind of get back into it. Hopefully I'll further get back into it in these 2 days before the weekend. Starting in easy, and then we'll fully get back into it next week, I suppose. How are things with you? In the meantime, let's get in here. We'll play, because this game is kind of exactly what it says on the title, right? You're kind of racing the sun, because the sun's about to set, and you just have to like go. Because your craft is solar powered, so that's kind of their reasoning for it. That's why you gotta stay ahead of the sunset. So for the most part, you're going through like a endlessly flat landscape that's dotted with obstacles, and you do have some things that you want to do in the meantime, like collecting these gigantic triangular pyramids that they call tries, to kind of up your score. Give you a multiplier, and then you'll get like a couple of extra abilities along the way. One of them is a jump. It's represented by a green icon, and then there's like a pink one too, called like an emergency portal. If you're about to crash into a wall, it'll pop that, and you'll just like appear above and fly down for a bit. You also see like a portals just randomly appear across the landscape that will sometimes warp you to a new spot or warp you to the end of the stage. So here we are entering the Portal World, Riverlands by Sean Campbell. Suddenly we find ourselves in a completely different landscape. Still very flat though. Although it's pretty marsh-like. Like, man, this is like a place you might see in like Midwest USA. Like a flooded region, like you might see in SnowRunner, actually. Pretty wet and stuff. Pretty good overall. Thanks. Been working on something for Horizon 5 Event Lab. Oh, nice. If you're okay with sharing, what kind of plans do you got? Like a new event coming? I know how hard it is to put one together. I only ever put the one together like a really long time ago. The rest are just like works in progress. I don't know if I'll come back to them. Oh, music change. Oop, oop. So there, I jumped because I panicked. But I get to hold on to 3 of them, so it's not all bad. But yeah, as you can imagine, as you enter each subsequent region, things get trickier. You'll encounter trickier obstacles and configurations that demand much more quick reflexes at times. This isn't even the worst of it. And yeah, the whole deal is that your craft is solar powered, which not only works against you for the sunset, but also means that if you stay in shadows too long, your craft will also depower itself. So you gotta be mindful of that as well. I probably could have swerved through that, but I didn't. Oh, here we go. This is traffic on a regular morning when you're in the city, right? You just need to get to work real fast, and just like all these other cars are just going too slow. You just bob and weave, and I would never actually do that in real life. Just risks are too great, and I'm, driving a big, expensive vehicle that took me a long time to save up for. I'm not gonna go, drive it recklessly. That's foolish. That's really foolish. Man, it was like the one thing that probably like freaked me out the most during the holiday trip. The person I was driving with was one of those types who just, despite having like inordinate traffic jams, just wanted to bob and weave even through congestions and that. I think it was like the first time in a long time I actually started freaking out a bit. Although I tried to not go absolutely nuts, just maybe giving him not too calm reminders that, hey, maybe take it easy, please. Better to be late than to be extremely late because we crashed, right? Thankfully, we got there just fine, and we took another route back home that had much less congestion. So, all's well that ends well, I suppose. First one is a city racetrack. I put lots of skyscrapers around. It's tightened some technical sections. Made a long custom tunnel that makes a squared U shape and lined it with neon lights. Pink one side and blue the other. Also put neon... Oops, sorry. I'm gonna concentrate a bit here. As you can see, the sun is getting real low on the horizon there. I guess the other thing I forgot to mention, the yellow power-ups. Uh-oh, got flashbanged. Yeah, the yellow power-ups will kind of, delay the sunset by a bit, so, don't worry about how that works. Just be on the lookout for them. Think of them like a time extension. Also put neon on the arrow boards. Took the best part of 3 days to put it together from scratch. It's my first event on the Event Lab Island. Ooh! So it's like a little urban type of racetrack. That sounds pretty neat. Oh man. Thank goodness for the emergency portal. Oh boy. But this could be the end of the run as we know it. Wait! Oh man! That was very, very small corridor, and I just, whew. Anyways, that's the extent of the run, right? Go as far as you can. Regions get trickier patterns, less margins for error. Need very fast reflexes if you want to get super far. I know that feeling. I tend to bob and weave through traffic. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Sometimes it does feel like you're cutting some seconds off the time, right? It feels like you're kind of getting ahead of the pack. I guess after a certain point, you just kind of have to weigh the risks and the rewards and determine what's best for you, right? All right, how's about we take another go at this? So the interesting thing about this world setup is that it stays the same during a day, so this configuration, you can kind of have a go at it until rollover. I'm going to take a different route for the sake of the stream. So yeah, as you can already see, the arrangements of the obstacles is much more forgiving in Region 1. Give you a lot more room for error, that's for sure. Oh. Thankfully, if you hit a wall on the side, it's not an automatic crash, but you do lose multiplier. It's a pretty significant multiplier loss, too. You're always followed by this bird that drops like 8 tries for you, and sometimes a sun power-up or a jump, depending on how well you're doing. What is that bird's motivation? Why do they have so many tries on him? The world may never know. As the bouncer said in Destruction Derby, stay out of my way! Really reminds me of the visualization in Winamp with the ship. Yeah. I can see that. It's very low poly look to it. Right, the most textures you get are like the symbols that kind of appear on it. Oh. Okay, we'll jump again. I wonder if I could try... Oh, just skimming on the top? Alright. Fun. Like, I'm almost certain... Oops. I guess I underestimated how fast I'd fall there. Alright, so one thing you can do is... The ship does have a bit of customization to it. You get, like, up to 5 attachments that you will eventually have... Or is it? Yeah, it's 5. You can only equip up to 3, so... choose wisely. For the most part, I stick with magnet, jump, and tunneling jets. Jets, because turning faster always seems useful. Magnet, because being able to grab stuff from far away is also useful. And jump, I like having lots of panic buttons on demand. Battery does not seem that useful, because if you're already like in darkness for a long time, you're kind of just delaying the inevitable, right? And max portal storage, I mean, I could see swapping that out for jumps, depends on what you prefer, really. And, let's go one more run. Try another route this time. It's kind of the fun part about this. You can go, like, left or right really far and find yourself in another kind of environment to kind of slip through. Hey, we're back here. Remember this? Ooh. Oh, it's just a portal that takes me to the end. Oh, that's fine. Kind of hoping I would see another secret area, but that's okay. Oh. Will this take me? Nope, it's a warp portal to the end. Alright. I kind of dig the music to this game. It's got like a bit of a low-key intensity to it. Which part of the world? Oh, it's the Riverlands again. Okay. We can do this. Region 3. What was like the most outdoorsy thing people have done? I think I might have mentioned this already, but I did go on a camping trip. It was like a mandatory thing I had in middle school. We would go to like a nearby campsite and we would stay out there for a week and just do like camping related activities. Was alright. I at least managed to kind of survive my way through it. Made me realize that maybe the outdoors isn't quite my thing, or at least the outdoors for an extended period of time. Right, if you want to say go to a cabin for like a few days, I might accept, but you know, don't make me go out in a tent for like a week or two, cause I don't know if I could do that. Uh-oh. This could be bad. Although I have an emergency portal, so... Okay, good. I somehow avoided crashing. Yeah. Those bombs flying down is just... a flashbang, essentially. It really does mess you up real good. Oh. Whew, avoided that one. I'm really not built for camping and stuff. I'm used to my comforts and getting my food made for me. Glamping is an option, but like I say, I'm not into self-catering. I get it. I totally get it. Definitely not that type. I'm not the type of person who wants to live off the earth, as some people might put it. I very much enjoy my modern amenities. And there's a reason why, because, you know, it's almost become like a necessity, right? I know some people like to make a big deal about how people are very reliant on smartphones, but there's a reason why people use smartphones a lot, because there's a lot of things you can do through smartphones. You know, not just calling people, but accessing the internet, texting important folks, and, you know, it's kind of your way to, like, communicate with the world. Not to mention, you know, there might be, like, some people who are not, like, entertained by, you know, outdoorsy activities and shouldn't be taken as, like, a negative. Unless, you know, they scoff at it or something, but... So yeah, now we're in danger of just, you know, and having a run end due to being completely out of power. Oh boy. Racing by the skin of our teeth. I do like the use of the theremin like instrument they have going on here. Very spooky vibe, which feels appropriate because it's like the darkness is your ultimate destruction here, really. At the very least, not your destruction, but more like your demise, right? Solar energy depleted, and just like that, the craft kind of stops. It doesn't explode. A lot of camping places here don't have Wi-Fi, what they call a tech detox. I mean, I get it, right? Some people might need, like, you know, a break from technology. Other people, you know, there are some other people who might be able to manage that, though, and you know, it shouldn't be looked down upon for it. All right, we're gonna back out because, believe it or not, this game has other modes. Quite a few, even. Like, here, Apocalypse, a mode that will truly test your skill. You can think of it like a hardcore mode, right? They just throw configurations at you that are just, like, insane from the word go. No time to breathe. Even getting past, like, Region 1 is an accomplishment in of itself. Oh yeah, the sun also is, like, on the verge of setting, so... really no time to breathe here. You just Can't stop, just go! Ah! Other than that, this also follows the same rules. The world kind of stays fixed for the day, so you can get a feel for it and you know, trial and error your way through it if you want. There we go. Uh-oh. Where's the end? More importantly, where's like a sun power-up? I could use that. Some sort of time extender. I need to put more time on the clock or reach the end of the region. Either way. Oh wait, is this it? Wow! I... by the skin of my teeth. I mean, that's the end of... that counts as the end of a region, right? Alright, that's Apocalypse mode. And here's Labyrinth mode, which kind of turns the concept on its head. Right, instead of going real fast, you're going real slow. You get to see a lot of what's ahead of you, but... still kind of has the same idea of, well, you gotta make your move. Gotta plan ahead. They do try to give you as like many context clues as possible as to which paths are viable and which aren't, and how to handle obstacles in your path, but still requires a bit of that split-second thinking every now and then. Like this one up here in particular, it's like follow the line, find out which door you should go to, because the other ones aren't going to open and you'll just smack into them. Oh my god. Actually made it to the end of a region. Huh. What's RGB do? Okay, they all fall in the same direction. At least for this region. I wouldn't be surprised. Ah, wait. I didn't pay attention to the arrow. I should have paid attention to the arrow. Alright, we'll shift over a bit. We'll try this spot here. I was expecting every other one to fall a different way. I was kind of expecting that as well. I thought maybe they would have me bob and weave through them, but nah, it's just like, pick a direction. Maybe later regions have that. Maybe later regions have the whole kind of alternating falling directions. Yeah, I can see this one's like its own brand of intense. It says split-second thinking. It more rewards just like forward decision making, and you know, paying attention to the terrain ahead of you so you can decide what you want to do. It's pretty cool. I kind of like it. Managed to put a twist on the mode without, you know, changing too much about it. Strategy, yeah, indeed. Sort of split-second strategy. That one's gonna slide right. It's going up. Oh man. Okay, take the middle. Those remind me of those like rollers with the piano keys. Right, you like stick the roll on it, you crank it up, have it go, and just like play. I've ever seen them in like historical areas. It's like fascinating seeing like old technology and just like the kind of analog mechanics that have to go into, you know, making things work the way they do. It's pretty crazy, right? Someone had to engineer all that. They had to math out how everything would work so that they could get the intended result, and it's like pretty cool, right? Pretty cool from a mechanical standpoint. Yeah, the self-playing pianos. I forget what they're called. Yeah, I forget what they're called also, but those are always fun. Those are always fun to kind of see. It's like not only do you need like a mechanical mind, you know, make everything work out the way you want it to, but you also need something of like a musical mind too, right? To be able to create a song that loops naturally, sounds nice, or, you know, at least goes from start to finish in a way. Okay, that one's sliding right. Ah! I should have just kept going straight. I shouldn't have tried to double back. Alright, we'll try that one again. Just veer off to the right a bit here. I honestly have no idea if this world ever, like, loops in on itself. So if you go, like, far enough in one direction, will you reach to the other side, a la Pac-Man? Not that I'd be able to tell. It's interesting to see how pianos are made. I honestly have to wonder, like, what went through people's minds as to, right, the people who created, like, the first ever instance of any instrument, just... What... How many prototypes did they have to go through, right? How many failed attempts at making the instrument did they have to go through before they finally got, like, the working version that sounded good? It's like, could you imagine the person who, like, created the first French horn, or, like, the first clarinet, or the first violin, even? Just... some serious work went into, you know, manufacturing those instruments and making sure... making sure that they, not only do they, you know, feel good to hold, but also sound right. It's like everyone's experience with musical programs as they grew up. I have to admit, I only mostly, like, stuck with band, and it was mostly an obligation. It felt like an obligation. I think after a certain point, I kind of lost interest in it, but I kept with it because, well, I'd been in it for all my school life. It would feel weird to just back out. Probably tellingly, I did not continue pursuing any sorts of musical programs after high school. My during school experience really didn't encourage me to go any further with it. Which is fine, because it left me a lot of time to pursue other activities. Whew! Can't believe I actually got through that in one piece. And then again, in this game, it's like either one piece or multiple pieces, and you're not going any further than that. It's going up. Damn it. It's a thing with labyrinth mode. Even when you got, like, the right sequence of moves in your head, if you react too late, you already know it's over. Right? It's like no amount of course correction will get you back. Started in primary school for me. This tutor came and taught us guitar, and I fell in love with it. Ah, nice. Then in high school, I learned keyboard and piano. A little bit of rock star in you. Nice. One of my siblings, I was gonna say electronic sibling because I was mixing things up in my mind, but my siblings got like an electronic keyboard as a present. They tried a bit to play on the keys, but after a certain point, we kind of just use it as like a music player and thing storage. We just stack things on top of it. I guess a bit of an unfortunate fate for... Oh, man. Oh, see, there's your change direction switch dropping right there. Honestly, the keyboard we had was like so old, it used floppy disks to kind of download new music. You would get like MIDI files off the internet, and the keyboard would be able to read them off the disc, and you could get like all sorts of songs that way. And boy, howdy, was that like the height of coolness when I was a kid. Like, oh man, we can get new songs from the internet? What a concept! And then, of course, came MP3s, YouTube, other sorts of music streaming services. Of course, Guitar Hero, Rock Band, other music games like that. The keyboards that had a sampler were so cool at the time. Oh yeah. I think my keyboard was the keyboard my sibling got was also had that, right? In addition to having like the usual set of different types of pianos, you could have it emulate also all sorts of crazier sound samples, not just instruments, but like even voice samples. So you'll get it like you have it say things like "one more time" in various pitches, or like "yeah" in various pitches. So I guess if you really wanted to get serious with it, you could kind of use the keyboard as like sort of a DJ mixer kind of thing. That seems kind of rad, to be honest. So my fave games were like MTV Music Generator on PS2. Spent hours on that. Music 2000, etc. Yeah, I did enjoy like the wide variety of rhythm games we got. It's like kind of like in the PS2 days. Not just Music Generator, but everything Harmonix put out. Frequency, Amplitude, Guitar Hero, Rock Band. Oh, and all the Konami games too. Beat Mania, Drum Mania, Guitar Mania, and then there was also Poppin' Music. Oh, I keep forgetting Labyrinth mode doesn't have a jump. All right, let's move on. We'll try the Sunrise. This is a DLC mode. It's very much just like a chill out mode. It says zone out. No setting sun, no leaderboard, just endless relaxing flight. So, just kick back and relax. And the landscape is also much friendlier as well. There's really only like one part that's a bit more hostile to you, but yeah, for the most part, you're just kind of just like cruising through the night here. I keep on forgetting that I have to disable that drink more Ovaltine message. It's the new year now. I don't have to worry about anyone drinking Ovaltine anymore. Christmas Story reference is not relevant at the moment. Yeah. And then sometimes you just like zone out so much you forget that you're about to run into a wall. Fuser is a fun one, mixing songs like a DJ at a festival. Oh man, Fuser. I think I remember getting that like a while ago on a sale, and then I saw like just an announcement pop up that was like, yeah, we're gonna be shutting everything down. We're gonna take all the DLC offline. I was like, oh man, I should probably get in there, and I went and just like, you know, bought all the packs that I thought would be fun. Also went into the game because, oops, because apparently they had like cosmetic packs that you could get for free in there, and I got that as well. Good thing I did, because I think it was like, I managed to get all that stuff about 2 days before they took everything offline, which, whew! But yeah, Fuser seems like the kind of thing that would be fun. I played a little bit of Drop Mix. That was kind of like the physical version of that, the predecessor, if you will, where they had you like dropping cards onto a board, and you would be able to kind of mix the different portions of a song that way. That was pretty fun. So Fuser would also kind of scratch that itch. I keep doing that. Why do I keep trying to transfer between the higher levels? It's not going to work out. Yeah, I can also see like the worms just like flying in the sky there. Makes for a very relaxing time. A lot of free software and stuff on PC if you want to make your own music. Oh, I don't doubt it for a second. A lot of freeware out there that kind of allows you to scratch a lot of itches. As long as you do your due diligence and, you know, take note of features and legitimacy of the programs you're looking at, you can get yourself a pretty decent suite going. Yeah, on a slightly related note, I am using like the programs I'm using to kind of, you know, make various thumbnails for the streams and cutting videos for shorts and clips and stuff like that are also freeware, so it's like pretty cool. For what I need to get out of them, they function well enough, right? I'm not creating anything professional grade here. They just get me the things I need, and that's good enough. I wish they were around before I shelled out £200 for Pro Tools. Ah, man. I get that feel. Finally bite the bullet and buy a thing, and then you see another thing that comes up that's cheaper, and just, only I'd held out a little longer. But as the old saying goes, hindsight is 20/20. Can't always, you know, anticipate a thing coming up, right? Sometimes you just gotta make the best decision you can with the time you have and the resources and information that you have on your hands as well. Yeah, weirdly enough, this mode also kind of does the usual tallies of score and perfect regions and everything, despite, you know, not having leaderboards or anything like that. Yeah, I'm guessing £200 for Pro Tools is probably one of your bigger instances of FOMO out there. Or I guess FOMO would not be the best term for it. The ultimate version goes for £1,500. Aw, jeez. So even if I, like, absolutely needed it, just, seeing that price tag, oof, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's justified in some way or another, but man, absolute bank breaker to kind of get your foot in the door, it feels like. A bit steep, yeah. Oof. Alright, anyways, that's Sunrise. Credits! Playable Race to Sun credits. That's actually kind of cool. And, so I guess one thing I want to bring up real quick is that this game also has, like, a level editor and a workshop, right? I'm playing this on Steam, and the editor's kind of integrated into the Steam Workshop stuff, so actually kind of downloaded a couple of workshop levels as well, so we can go through a few of these and see how it goes. See what this is like. This one's Jotunheim. Oh, yeah, pretty snowy region. It's pretty cool. It's like we're going through a village here. I did get. Oh, snap! Yep, they got a fence and of course the giants. Oh man. On this day, humanity received a grim reminder. Other than what I did back in the day, I'd record riffs and stuff on a little dictaphone mini tape recorder. Oh man. Hey, you do what you can, right? You know, even all the big name... What the heck? Sorry, did my craft just like completely run out of battery and they just make it explode, or did I run into an invisible wall? Well, I mean, it's a custom level for a reason, right? Stuff's going to happen. What did you hit? I'm wondering that myself. Anyways, let's check out Guitar Hero. Can you play on the guitar? I didn't see anything. Neither did I. I thought I was going to go through a doorway, but... Oh, hey, look. Yeah, look. Check it out. It's little frets and falling guitars and everything. Okay. Oop. Oh, lightning bolts are dropping down as well. Alright, this is pretty neat. Oh, okay, it's like the star power notes, yeah. Too bad I can't travel on them to get star power. There's no such thing as star power in Race to Sun. In fact, seeing stars mean... If you see stars, that means your run is probably about to end. Now, I gotta admit, I was, like, always more of a Rock Band person, right? When Rock Band 1 came out and I played that with my cousins, I was completely enthralled by it. I just, like, picked up most of the subsequent Rock Band games in the series and got a lot of DLC for it. I always made sure to import my library into subsequent games. I felt like Guitar Hero might have been, like, losing its way a bit, like, starting with 3. While Rock Band kind of focused, like, mostly on the music and making you feel like a rock star. Although Guitar Hero 3, they kind of managed to bring it back for Guitar Hero 5. I thought they were on the right track, and then came out with Warriors of Rock, and I'm like, kind of lost the thread there again. Oh man. Okay, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Next up, Teddyland. Teddyland 0.41. Oh no, more teddies. Not often you hear a Guitar Hero these days. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's like jumping clusters of teddy bears. Oh, and some of them fall over. This is fun. But yeah, I remember... What in the world? Let's try that again. Yeah, I remember that Guitar Hero reboot they tried to do. Like, they did try to mix things up there. They had like that guitar controller that was... Okay, that's weird. Then again, you know, user created the levels. Bound to be bugs, right? Oh man, this level's like pretty cute. It'd be a shame if I couldn't get through it very far because I kept running into invisible walls. But yeah, I kind of like how they tried to mix things up with the, yeah, the 3-fret controller that had like top and bottom buttons. Definitely gave a different feel to the songs, and their idea of like the music videos they had was pretty interesting too, where they would like switch between 2 different versions of you on the stage depending on if you were doing well, if you were completely botching it up. Okay, so it's like specifically between those 2 mounts it has a invisible wall. Anyways, that's Teddyland. That's pretty cool. Bit of a shame that that game has since been shut down, so you can't really do any of the online stuff anymore. They didn't really do DLC songs. If I remember correctly, they had like online playlists where, you know, you would go through it like a radio station. You'd have to like just hope that the song you wanted came up. And then Rock Band 4 is still chugging along, right? 10 years later, they're still doing like regular DLC releases. It's kind of shocking, right? Like, man, you thought maybe they would have dialed it in, you know, hung up the guitar a long time ago, but they're still coming out with songs. That's commendable. Okay, I have a feeling this might just be like a Winamp skin. We'll back out of this one. Oh yeah, sit down and relax. So it's definitely meant to be just a kick back and relax kind of thing. Race through a dusty old lumberyard. This is a sawmill. Yeah, this is pretty cool already. Why are these logs so huge, though? And the stumps, too. I assume those are stumps anyway. Makes me feel like the craft is this... like a little RC craft, right? It's like a little kid just, taking their glider through the sawmill. Did you ever play those Just Dance games? Ah, I did not. I did see it like at cons and stuff though, so I watched some other people play it. I also saw like some people play Dance Central. How am I supposed to get through that fence normally? Or is it just there to look cool? Anyways, that's like pretty cool design. The city. Stay in the light. Don't forget to rate this. Oh, haha. Good old like and subscribe. Oh, it's like I'm racing through traffic. Yeah, okay, this is like pretty intense. Really, you have to kind of keep an eye on the road here. As you always should be. Maybe that's the lesson to be had here. I got roped into playing Just Dance 2 a lot when I lived in the US, pressured by 3 stepdaughters. Oh, I get that feel. I know, my nephew usually likes going, "Hey, you should play some Roblox with me. You should play some Minecraft with me." And of course, I'm more than happy to oblige because, hey, you know what? I know that feeling as a kid, right? You find this thing you think is really cool, and you just want to share it with everyone. You're like, "Oh my god, everyone, look at this cool thing I found!" And you know, I just want to let them know, "Hey, I think that's pretty cool. The thing you think is cool, I think it's cool too." And to my nephew's credit, he does find some cool things. So it's not just me being happy for the sake of being happy. I am genuinely happy for him. On the flip side, it is pretty fun just like seeing him kind of when I show him some things and then he catches on to it pretty quickly. Like I was showing him like a Rock Band game and showing him like a guitar and how it worked, and kind of caught on pretty quickly on what he was supposed to do. It was pretty neat, all things considered. Okay, this created level doesn't really pull punches either. There are definitely instances where you will have to swerve for a while. All was good until I had to sit through a Twilight marathon. Oh man, you have my sympathies. Oh, jeez. All the films at the time. Oh man. Yeah. That Twilight craze, though. I do remember when it was like the talk of the town. And I did try like going through the first book to kind of see what the fuss was all about, and I couldn't quite do it. The sun went down and you ran out of solar energy. Yeah, you don't say. Anyways, Dreamscape seems pretty decently made. Easy forest mode for beginners. Oh, come on. You don't have to throw your girlfriend under the bus like that, creator. That being said, as exhausting as Twilight was, definitely was nothing compared to 50 Shades of Grey, right? Say what you want about Twilight, I cannot for the life of me think of why people would be into 50 Shades. Especially since that started out as a Twilight fanfic, if I remember correctly. And people didn't like it then. And then the author kind of just changed the names around and stuff and made it into that. But even if you set all that aside, kind of has just, problems with representation and dynamics and everything like that. Just make it unpalpable, and yet people were into that. Oh wow. So instead of a bird, it's just like a whole plane getting like a cargo drop. Okay. I did like the Volturi vampires though. I always stick up for the bad guys. Right. Or as the joke was back at the time, I'm Team Blade! Yeah, that was everywhere. Yeah, 50 Shades kinda was the craze for a brief moment there. Yeah, if people want that sort of stuff, there's clubs to indulge if you're into that. Yeah. So I guess you know, seeing it on screen and experiencing it for yourself, I guess, are two different things. Like, one has a bit of a voyeuristic quality to it. At the very least, it's like, you know, you're not directly involved in it, so it's different. I know it's not very different in the grand scheme of things, but it's just feels different, you know? Oh, the plane's still above me. It's like a refueling vehicle, right? It's just like flying alongside me, waiting to drop me extra yellow icons to refuel me when I need it. It's like that refueling plane from Afterburner. Haha, yeah. There we go. Afterburner. Yeah, you remember at the Game Awards, Sega made that announcement they were like remaking, or they were like doing they were kind of revisiting old series that they might have let dormant for a while. They did mention what, Golden Axe, Shinobi, Crazy Taxi, Streets of Rage, and Jet Set Radio. Part of me hopes that this pans out so that we can maybe see some other properties maybe get a return, like Afterburner. I want to see how they expand that out, or you know, Outrun. Although I guess Crazy Taxi kind of already fills the driving game department. I know Crazy Taxi and Outrun are two completely different games, but oh, I saw someone mention that they were hoping maybe Skies Arcadia would get a revisit. Oh, okay. So the plane is like an actual physical object. Alright, noted. Fortunately, we're going so high, we won't be able to get any of the power-ups they have. On the bright side, we'll probably skip a lot of the level. You know what? I want to leave it here and see if like, gravity will ever take me down. Oh wait, no, I think it is. We just got so much air off of that plane, where we practically went into the stratosphere. Goddamn. Hope I don't fly into a tree or anything like that. That would be a shame. Oh man, that was crazy. Shame Space Harrier never got some love. Yeah. Closest it ever got was like being on one of those arcade cabinets in Like a Dragon. It was pretty cool there. Yeah, could you imagine if they did like a Space Harrier update? I imagine the way they would do that, just make it like Star Fox, right? Just give us like different routes a la Outrun, and then, you know, then the regular shoot 'em up stages in different environments with different enemies. Maybe different objectives and that kind of stuff. That would be pretty decent fleshed out Space Harrier game, I think. Be nice if they revisited some of their 8-bit games and gave them a modern HD remake. There's actually a couple I remember playing a lot. Man, I forget what like the title of the game was, but it was kind of like the Master System take on Metroid, where you played as like a robot and you had to go into different areas, try to find upgrades that would allow you to advance through them. And I just remember like some of the abilities being like Psycho whatever, right? You would have like the Psycho Punch, and you'd have like other Psycho related abilities that you could equip to get you through various things. Oh, and of course there was Zillion. That was the other Metroid-like game. I guess that was more like Metroid also. Anyways, that was Easy Forest. True to its name, pretty easy. Uncanny Maze! Have fun in my maze! Like it, hate it, like and subscribe. It's like an extreme version of the Labyrinth mode. Alex Kidd, Miracle World, oh man. I don't know how I forgot to mention that. Like, I could see that one going like the Shinobi route, right? Like how Shinobi seems to be going that sort of 2D drawn style of visual style. I could see Alex Kidd kind of going that route too. Or I guess it's like it'd be similar to like what was it Wonder Boy did, right? With their assorted remakes, they just went with that sort of hand-drawn style. I think it would work out. Probably have to update the gameplay as well, but you know, that's a they can also work on that, right? Oh, and Vector Man. Yeah. Remember Vector Man? I remember Vector Man. That was a bit more of like a tech demo, but still pretty rad, right? It was like, ow, why did I not go through the gap? The gap was right there, man. In fact, I remember when they announced the Vector Man game for the PlayStation 2, right? That was like intended to be the Vector Man sort of update game, and then they just quietly canceled it. I remember it specifically because the way they described the gameplay, it would be very much like Ratchet and Clank, and I was big into Ratchet and Clank. So I thought, oh man, Vector Man sounds like it's gonna be the coolest thing ever, and then they went and canceled it, which is like, hey, I'm sure there's a good reason they did that, but I'm still bummed all the same, right? But yeah, I'm sure they like named the specific franchises they did because those are like the ones people remember fondly. At least more fondly, right? I know there are some people who would love to see like Alex Kidd and Vector Man come back, but you know, you start somewhere, right? You can't just like throw it can't reveal your whole hand. So yeah, here's hoping that pans out, because it would be great to see... Oh, dang, I was so close to that extra sunlight power-up. Action Fighter! Oh man, I remember that. That was like the Master System take on Spy Hunter. It was fun. I remember trying to get through that. Of course, Kid Me couldn't quite, you know, understand what was going on. I'm sure if I went back to that, I'd probably fare better. Okay, I'm guessing this is like more of an artistic world than anything, because yeah, there doesn't seem to be much to this. Alright. Yeah, get all the letters to get that cat and panda appear below you on the flight stages. That was a fun time. Cool world, have fun. It was alright. Galactic space battle featuring a first-person cockpit view. Feel free to comment any likes, dislikes. Oh, okay. Oh man. I mean, they weren't kidding. We're definitely in the thick of it. It's like, oh no, your weapons are disabled. You gotta relay the message to the main fleet. Let them know that the enemy fleet is fast approaching them, and they gotta prepare themselves. It's like FTL, except in Race the Sun, and it's a custom level. Remember the ninja? That was difficult as hell. Oh, was that like another Master System game, or Yeah, it was. I have to admit, I'm not familiar with that one. There was another one I remember that was called, I think it was called Zaxxon. It was kind of like a space shooter, like behind the back style. Kind of touted for its sort of, you know, cutting edge 3D technology at the time. I remember having a lot of trouble with that as a kid. I wonder if I would do any better as an adult. And then there was another game I remember that was called like Poseidon or something like that, where you were like controlling a battleship's turret. You had to like shoot things out of the sky. Also kind of touted 3D tech, you know, advanced 3D tech for its time. Poseidon Wars 3D, yeah, that's the one. I remember trying my darndest to beat that game, but never got far. You know, I'm kind of impressed by this one actually. They made it look like a proper space battle. Right, you get to see the salvos like hitting the ships and they're going down, like, right, ships are ramming into others. You see the explosions going off and everything. Work was put into this one, and that's like pretty cool. Yeah, not to mention this first-person perspective too. They did well. Managed to spin something out of this one. It's like pretty neat. This is like my favorite things about level editors, where someone manages to, you know, use the tools given to them and make a really unique experience out of it, right? Something that you might not expect, like this one. Or, you know, it's like, there are Trials games that had like level editors where they made some like really wild ones. Like I remember they had like a whole trailer out of it, right? Because Trials is normally like a biking game where you have to try to, you know, bike your way through various stages. But with the level editor, you could create something like, say, a shoot 'em up stage, or like other genres out of it, and that was like pretty crazy. Or I guess Little Big Planet would kind of be like the ultimate example. Right, a game revolving all about level editing, mostly focused on platforming. Huh, so there's tries in there. So like a bit of risk-reward. Interesting. Anyways, it's like pretty cool. But yeah, Little Big Planet, right? You could, if you, yeah, there were some truly inspired ones out there, right? They turned it into like a rhythm game, or a shooting game, or a fighting game. It was kind of crazy. Like, you know, given the tools provided, the stuff people made out of them. Always appreciate a level designer in games. One reason I loved Micro Machines on the Mega Drive. Yeah, track creators are also kind of like my first foray. Is that how you say it? Foray into like a sort of like level design kind of stuff. Because yeah, there was a Genesis game, if I remember correctly, that did come with like the most basic of track makers, but I had an absolute thrill just like making a variety of tracks. Just like, of course they weren't like coherent or anything. You know, they did loop around itself as the tracks were required, but other than that, you know, just whatever my stream of consciousness kind of put out there. Yeah, make it up as you go along, right? Try not to think about it too hard as long as you connect the start and the end. At the very least, yeah, make it a complete track. On a kind of related note, have you ever played like Mod Nation Racers? I remember getting that on the PS3, and I had a lot of fun with that. Right, it felt like kind of like the upgraded version of make your own race game. Right, part of their kind of create, play, build line that Sony was pushing around that period of time. But yeah. Yeah, what Little Big Planet was to platformers, Mod Nation Racers was kind of like that for kart racing games. They had like a pretty decent support for it too. I know they had like a couple of DLC packs came out with things to customize your little character, and of course track scenery parts and what have you. Never heard of that one before. Ah, okay. Yeah, never quite hit the heights that Little Big Planet did. In fact, if I remember correctly, the devs actually created Little Big Planet karting, which I guess shows how well Mod Nation Racers did, which is a bit of a shame because I did like it personally, but yeah. What? I thought I would have been able to clear that. What the heck? Oh well. Oh, okay, so this part just has like an invisible wall or something like that. Alright. Anyways, that's Big City. Although, it feels like you're kind of more running through a dockside than anything, right? This feels like the sort of dockside section of a track that you would encounter. With all the machines and the cranes and crates and everything. The Night Forest. The Night Forest, the forest stretches on in every direction. Where are you? Why are you here? And how long can you last? You know, this is probably like one of my fears of just being in the wild, just like the absolute darkness that surrounds you. And since you're usually not in like the safety of the shelter, it's like, oh boy, what sorts of things are just lurking just beyond the darkness. It's like, you know, most of the time it's probably not as scary as it might actually be, but imaginations do run wild, right? Yeah, you hear enough stories, you pick up enough about horror movies and stuff, and then you start wondering, oh boy, what could be out there, right? What if like Jason Voorhees is just waiting for someone, right? Waiting for someone to make the wrong move to go swimming in the lake or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, the pitch black, the random animal noises and stuff. It's even worse if you hear like something that's like really loud or really scary sounding. Just like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Right, even if you like take every precaution you could, it's like, oh boy, something bad could still happen to you. And then there is the other side of it. If something bad does happen to you, you're like really far away from quick help. Right? It's like it's gonna take a while to get to you. And sometimes time is not something you have. Right, it's like a lot of factors that could go wrong, and if it does go wrong, well, assistance is a long way out. Is this gonna be an Evil Dead or Deliverance situation? Oh man. Yeah, just like watch out for any weird looking books or anything like that, right? So I'm guessing since there is no sunset, this really is like a pure survival mode. I just keep going until I crash into a thing. I guess to its credit, there's like plenty of opportunities to crash, so it's not like they're just letting you coast on through. I also have to admit, part of this is like my own hubris. Yeah, next thing you know, you're on an episode of Mental Detectives. I know, you're like on CSI. You're that body that a bunch of other hikers just stumble upon. Everyone's just wondering, man, what the heck happened to this person? And they spend the next hour trying to figure it out. Oh, okay, so it just, like, flashbangs the entire screen. I don't even get a choice on... Okay, oh my goodness, there are a lot of everywhere. Why does thing get so bright? My goodness. Like, the missiles are landing nowhere near me, and they're turning the entire... forest into Steamboat Willie here, goddamn. Yeah, the poor actor that plays the dead person that started a Law and Order SVU. On the bright side, you know, they get paid a little cashola to just lie there in some state of undress, probably. All in a day's work for them, right? Yeah, I saw the news. Right, was it that version of Mickey Mouse, the Steamboat Willie? Mickey Mouse is now in public domain, and absolutely not shocking. Like almost not too long after we saw it's like a horror game and a horror film kind of with those likenesses on there. It's weird. I think Winnie the Pooh had the same thing happen to it, because I remember seeing like the the Winnie the Pooh horror movie, and I'm like, why? Of all the things they could do with this property in public domain now, it's a horror spin-off. Then again, I'm sure like a media with you know, an actually good take on the character probably would take longer to develop. Almost makes me think, like, these guys knew the property's time was coming up. They just had, like, the thing in development, just, like, ready to go. The day the public domain release was announced, they're like, yeah, we got this thing in the works. And we can say that we have it in the works now. Like, But still. Same as Winnie the Pooh. Yeah. Blood and Honey. I saw the review and it's like, yeah, it's not for me. Up there with bad films like that Cocaine Bear. At least Cocaine Bear just sounds like absolutely absurd. Winnie the Pooh horror film just seems like it's there for shock value more than anything else. It's more like, hey, look, it's the dark take on the thing you read as a kid. Whereas, you know, Cocaine Bear at the very least sounds like something on the level of Sharknado. A premise that's just like so completely absurd you can't help but give a good chuckle at it. It's like, yeah, this sounds like it'll be dumb, but at least I come in here knowing it's dumb and I'll enjoy it in that context. I get the feeling the idea came from a creepypasta. It kind of feels like that, right? Oh man. The Last Sunset. This map really tests your reflexes. Some objects have a 50% chance of turning into a power-up and a 50% chance of turning into something deadly. It only does that when you are in close proximity. There are also lots of things that might crush you. If you come... Oh, ran out of space. Alright. Let's see how this goes. Oh boy, okay. So it's like item boxes, and yeah, they weren't kidding. Some of this stuff is deadly, other stuff is not. And yes, there are other things that will come and smash you into pieces. Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember as a kid, there was like a lot of stuff that was like kind of revolved around like Barney hate, right? Like, I guess it was like the in thing at the time. It was like, oh man, Barney, it's a thing for kids, and now we hate Barney, right? It's like all the playground songs about, you know, taking out Barney, and there was like even a game that was about taking out Barney with various weapons. It was very weird. Weird time, but I guess... Oh, okay. The thing just drops on top of me. Alright, cool. I mean, they did say it was... Or test your reflexes, they weren't kidding. Was a weird show, too. Oh yeah, Barney the dinosaur? Yeah, looking back on it. It's like, yes, a little stuffed dinosaur becomes a giant dinosaur that, you know, plays games with you. It is kind of weird, but then again, you know, yeah, look at most kids' shows as an adult, and you kind of find it strange in some way or another, right? Like Blue's Clues, it's like, oh boy, this guy just like hangs out with an anthropomorphic salt and pepper shaker who give birth to a paprika shaker. Also, you know, a dog that's able to jump into pictures, and also there's like a purple dog and a sentient mailbox, and this guy really likes sitting on a chair. Yeah. Or, you know, Bob the Builder, I guess would be like another one. Or Paw Patrol, right? Just imagine pets just being all sorts of rescue services. Like, you know, understand why they do that for the kids, but it's like you look back on it and like, oh wow, I used to be into that. All right, Energy Park, a medium fun map. In the Night Garden or Teletubbies, they were smoking with some of those ideas. Oh yeah, Teletubbies. I remember that. That was the one with the baby sun, right? I remember that one distinctively. Just had like a baby's face in the sun. It's like, okay, sure. Yeah, right? You know, as if the idea of alien creatures with televisions in their stomachs and their belly areas wasn't, you know, bizarre enough. But, you know, it got the kids' imaginations rolling, so I can't completely fault them. One episode got banned. Wait, which one? And why? I mean, I could think of why they might do that, right? If they maybe tried to teach a lesson that maybe was actually, like, dangerous in hindsight or something like that, but... The one with the creepy-looking wooden line. Oh, okay, yeah, that too, right? They get feedback that was like, oh yeah, that just kind of freaked my kids out. And so they had to, like, either tone it down or some way or another. That actually reminds me, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, is it the villain Lord Zed? He was actually just like, when he first came out, he was like a legitimately menacing fella, but I guess kids were like super duper spooked by him, and Saban got word of that, so they kind of turned Zed into a big comical relief large ham fella, which I guess worked out well for him. Had a cool look, yeah. Looking back, you kind of hit all the tropes hit all the right notes for sort of the 90s edgelord character. Right, it's like nothing but muscle, the metal mask, and all the weird veins kind of flowing through him. Probably could have passed as like Bane's alternate universe cousin, if Bane's alternate universe cousin were still ripped and a lot skinnier. Goldar! Oh yeah. Just a giant gargoyle in gold armor? Yeah, heck yeah. Though it always amused me that the mouths for those... it was the 90s, so, costume tech probably a lot more limited, but, the mouths were just limited to going up and down, and somehow these folks were able to articulate a lot of words with it. It was kind of funny. Did get a laugh out of the hammy acting, oh yeah. Especially with Zed and Rita. Right, like, make my monster grow! Or, like the original premise where she's just like, yeah, after 10,000 years, I'm free! Time to conquer Earth! I was gonna say, to the credit of the monsters, at least their mouths moved. I remember... See, I did the aerial thing again. I went with the risk and paid the price for it. I'll actually try that again. I kind of liked it. But yeah, the Mighty Morphin costumes had mouths too, but they never moved, right? And yet the people spoke through them. It was kind of weird, right? Made me think they were like practicing ventriloquism or something like that. I do like you can like barrel roll in this game if you tilt for long enough in one direction and then tilt back. You'll see your craft kind of do a little spin. Monster fight scenes reminded me of the old Godzilla films with the model cities and stuff. Oh yeah, good old special effects, right? Just build the scale replica and you can kind of give it the illusion that it's like a large-scale battle. I mean, that was like essentially the long and short of it. They were right. The big robot monster battles were just like people in costume suits with scale props to make it look like they were giant. It was pretty cool in my kid eyes, though. I was certainly enthralled by it. I don't know. I still think like a giant robot is a pretty cool thing, because hey, it's a giant robot, right? It's a bipedal being. It's like a person, but you're way, way larger. And you probably got like big weapons too, right? Could be like a big gun or a big sword. It's big. Must have been tough for the actors in the bulky robot suits. Oh, no doubt. That's why the robots had to be built in a way they had like visible limbs and everything. It's either that or the actors would have to walk very awkwardly. Probably wasn't much better for the monsters though. Imagine probably had a tough time being in those suits as well. Kind of digging that they have like 3 types of power plants here. You got like the giant silos, you have the smokestacks, and then you have the wind turbines here. Oh yeah, they did put a warning at the start. Right, because the martial arts were legitimate. right? Like the people there were actually doing like legitimate fighting moves, and you know, kids wanted to emulate that, so they had to go eventually like, hey, these were done by professionals. Don't actually try this at home. Sure, a lot of shows got that. Any show where it felt like kids would plausibly try to emulate it, and even then, maybe they might stretch that a little bit. I'm almost certain there's probably like some people against it regardless, because you know, had fighting in it, and well, they didn't want kids to fight. That's not what kids are supposed to do. That's why they renamed it TMNT here. Oh yeah, it was Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, right? Because some reason ninjas were kind of like a verboten thing in the UK, if I remember correctly. Weird that they would single out ninjas for that. It's like, man, wonder what they thought of like pirates, or is like pirates just a cool thing? I guess when you think pirates, you don't really think about like sword fighting. You think about like sailing the open seas. Right? It's all about the adventure and hunting treasure and stuff. Yeah, if I remember correctly, there's like a thing about nunchucks as well, right? It's like why Soul Calibur had to change. Was it Maxie's weapon? They had to change his weapon from nunchucks to like a 3-section staff because nunchucks were no-go there. It was weird. Weird looking back on it. Oh, we're going high! Woo! Flying over this whole thing. Yeah, Panther and Thundercats, they would call his fighting sticks. When you couldn't just edit a thing, you just had to try to hand wave it to something else. Fighting sticks. No, they're not nunchucks, they're just two tonfas that I connected together with a chain. And I broke the handles off as well. Yeah, that's what they are. I can jump over that. Whee! Why are these giant silos like completely bright? It's blinding, like against the backdrop of the sun there. Whew! Okay. Anyways, Energy Park's pretty neat. Textures aside. Points! The name says it all. Does it now? Oh yeah, tries everywhere. Woo! It's like a symphony of music. Or maybe a cacophony of discordant sounds. But they didn't care about Jason, the wheeled warriors having circular saws, or the Planeteers having elemental ring weapons. Yeah, it's kind of weird what some people will go after sometimes. You know, like in the USA, right? I don't know. People seem weirdly prudish about sex, but violence tends to get more of a leniency. It's It's kind of weird. Okay, we know what this level's all about. It's exactly what it says on the tin. Believe it or not. Mainframe, awaiting input travel through the binary world where information will be death of you, featuring 70 patterns. Race the Sun Workshop Contest, first prize. Oh! Okay. This is like a legitimate level here. At least people thought it was like pretty cool. Whoa! Alright, I'm digging this kind of style they got going here. Wow. Yeah, and you can kind of see the ones and zeros up there too. And man, it does feel like I'm going through like a black and white version of Reboot here. Okay, it's like pretty neat. This would be like the kind of thing you would see in a TV show. This would be like their visualization of what a computer is doing, right? When it's like hard at work crunching the numbers for whatever it needs to do. This is how you visualize it like doing its stuff. Some of our shows I doubt would be either censored or banned there. Yeah. We have a dating show here where the contestants are naked. Whoa. Actually, I think Discovery Channel had something like that. Although it wasn't like necessarily a dating show. It's more like you know, they would have like a man and a woman kind of like out in the wilderness and they were naked. So it's basically like a survival show, except they didn't have any clothes. Naked and Afraid, yeah, that one. I mean, you know, all the usual nudity-related stuff applied there. So you know, they didn't show anything they couldn't. But yeah. We got to see everything. Oh, a little jelly. Yeah, it's one of the things growing up. It's like, man, I wish I hadn't grown up so cagey with the idea of sexuality. Or at the very least, like, nudity isn't something that should be, like, shameful, right? It should just be a thing, right? As long as, you know, people are doing it properly, then it should not be looked down upon. Yeah, nothing is cut out. Alright. At least you get to see all of it, right? You get to see it all hang out. Yeah, you gotta show it off, right? Or as some people would say, if you got it, flaunt it. Okay, I gotta admit, the white at the front does make it a little hard to see these obstacles. So maybe that's like the point. Maybe you gotta like anticipate where they're coming and just you know, move yourself accordingly. Man, there's like no power-ups either. It's really is about a test of skill here. This kind of reminds me of Pong in a way. Pong, it's like the game. Still wild that, you know, the person who made Pong, if I remember correctly, they did it on the device that wasn't like intended to play games and stuff. I was not so innocent after seeing an adult mag at like 8. Unfortunately, my parents were like extremely prudish. So I never really did encounter an adult mag myself. I don't know, I guess I kind of gained a reputation around the school as being like that sort of pure innocent kid eaters also, so like, you know, no one really tried to introduce me to that stuff, I guess. Okay. I do like the way the obstacles pop up as well. See, this is an example of someone just like fully utilizing the editor and just making something really cool out of it. Right, they had a theme, they went with it, and they kind of made sure everything fit within that theme, and levels all the better for it. Aw, you sweet summer child, hee hee hee. I know, right? I'm a bit more knowledgeable about that kind of stuff these days, of course. It'd be kind of weird if I wasn't. DLV Fast Future. Oh, there are a few broken features like the white blocks in Region 1. If you feel like this world is worth fixing back up to the original standard, please leave a comment so I can gauge if it's worth the extra work. Maybe it's a bet. Oh. Thank you, Google Images. Yeah. Thank you, Internet. Right, it's like you're looking for certain things and then you just like stumble across a site that's like, oh wow. I didn't realize, you know, that oh wow, huh. This is kind of my thing. Like, oh, yeah. Yeah. And then I fell down that rabbit hole for a little bit. I'd say I'm still in it in a way, but yeah, down the rabbit hole I go. Indeed, that's that's kind of the long and short of it. I think a friend of mine, they were telling me about how they had like another friend of theirs just go, oh man, did you see this site? Oh, it's got all these people on it, and you know, they typed in the URL, they saw the site, and they're like, oh, wow. And then, of course, they were innocent, so they went and searched that stuff at home, and then they got into trouble with their parents, and it's like, oh. You know, looking back, it's like, maybe the parents could have responded better to that, but it's like, So, yeah, my friend kind of got real good at covering up their tracks, let's just say. Yeah, there's always that one friend whose phone is piled high with adult material, right? The one that's just like, okay. They're kind of, they're a real horny person, as it were. I mean, you know, teenagers, so most people are, but yeah. Apocalypse Light, train your oh, okay, so it's like a gentler version of Apocalypse. Sure, gentle. I crashed like the second in. Alright. Well, if Apocalypse Base is like downright unforgiving, man, to kind of recreate the Apocalypse mode to this degree, it's actually pretty impressive. But yeah, I can see where they eased it up on some spots, right? The gaps are a little larger, fewer obstacles in some places, so you can get an idea what the patterns are before you kind of, you know, get into the real thing. Oh no, you were caught by a teacher with a mag. Ah, jeez. It's like one thing when it's parents, but when it's like a separate adult, it's like, you know, the shoe's gonna drop, right? Because no way that teacher's not going to contact your older folks about this. It's like, oh no. You're just, it's inevitable. Oh man. I feel for you. World of Cards. Feel like a spy in the middle of some movie intro. Oh, yeah? Wow, they weren't kidding. Just, like, fire up a James Bond theme here, and you kind of got yourself a trippy-looking opening scene here. Goddamn. Yep, you got the diamonds falling, you got, see, the clubs and the spades and the hearts, too. I gotta admit, I wasn't, like, trying very hard there. Detention for me, my mom didn't mind at the time. All she said was, I don't mind you having these as long as you're not... Oh no. Looking back, that older generation was so narrow-minded and set in their ways. Well, I'm glad you at least managed to find happiness with your boyfriend now, right? Yeah, it's definitely a weird set of priorities, right? You would just hope... You would hope your parents would just, like, hope that you were happy no matter what, but... they start enforcing, like, narrow standards on you. Or when you realize that maybe they're not as great of people as you thought they were, it's like, oh... yeah. Region 2 was interesting. I want to get back there, see what that's like. Now I think about it, that entire sequence of hearts kind of looks like a worm just kind of bursting through the sand. It's like Dune or Tremors. So yeah, now we got guns and people in suits. I was just thinking that. That sand robot that was in Transformers. Oh, yeah. Okay, I don't know if I... Alright, that's like pretty cool. DLV Sky Machine. First prize winning world design. Now you belong to the machine in the sky. This world comes with a custom playlist which is available on Spotify. Oh, and they have a URL there. Alright. Ooh, okay. A little bit of a color change here, and... wow, they really did make it look like you're kind of flying through space. Okay, this level is giving me, like, Res vibes. With the abstract shapes and everything. Oh man, Res. It's a name I haven't thought of in a while. Part of me wonders if that Spotify URL still works. Half tempted to try it. Then again, I don't know if the music would, like, ding me. Toxic green, it's like a huge gas bomb has gone off. Oh yeah. Oh man, Caustic just, like, came through this level and just kind of dropped his canisters everywhere. So instead of racing the sun, we're kind of racing our oxygen meter. Okay, it's like a pretty cool transition here. It's like you're kind of taking the tunnel to the next region. Region 2. Ooh! Very distinctly different design. Oh, okay. This is a little trippy. I can see why people like the design. This is pretty well done. I remember to stay out of the dark, because drains my battery. Aw, jeez. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's been a while since I've seen like a sun power-up. And now the sun's about to set. But wait, where will it set? There's like no horizon for it to set into. So now it's like purple gas, so... Or it's like, kinda like a dark pink. Oh! We're back into green, or I guess green-yellow. Okay, how long does this region go? It feels like I've been flying through this for a little while. Wow, just as I say that. And somehow that was like a perfect region as well? What? Okay, so there doesn't seem to be like any new segments here. Oh. Looking for like a spot to crash. Oh right, I forgot I had the emergency portal. Hey, what happens if I like race on the top of these things? Wait, was there like a canister opening up there? Man. Again, the things people do with the tools they are given. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, now it's looking like nighttime. Okay, we're back to like dark pink. Pew pew. Perfect region, really? I got hit. How's that a perfect region? Alright, doesn't seem like there's like anything more to this, so... Hot pink like a 90s Hyperglow t-shirt. Yeah! Kinda does feel like that, right? It goes through all the colors that you would have seen like in the 90s. Very much that palette. Maria's Sonnet. File name Maria's Sonnet version 1. I'm guessing there's a song called Maria's Sonnet that you would play during this. Which would fit. Acid house and all that. I'll give him props for designing all of this. This kind of looks like the inner workings of a clock. It's like I'm playing a tick-tock clock in Mario Kart. Feels like you're barely making it through, and sometimes not making it through at all. Okay, that's pretty cool, actually. But we're gonna move on. Joyride, Joyride, enjoy. Don't forget to rate and give some feedback. Thanks. Oh, and it's patch list. Alright, so we got like blockades just popping up and then kind of balls in the ground here. Just balls rolling through the ground. A few ramps here and there. Okay, just like falling saw blades as well. Cool. Or are those wheels? They might be wheels. It is dropping from the sky. Who's delivering them? Where are these wheels coming from? Could be like the almighty god of wheels. Oh, okay. Our ramps just like come crashing into the ground as well. That's a little wild. Did like the way that animated though. Just like kind of came in crash landing like a spaceship. Oh man, I almost didn't make that one. Nice shade of blue there too, yeah. I kind of like the blue-orange contrast that's going here, right? You got the blue from the horizon contrasting with the orange from the sky. It's a very kind of sci-fi feel to it. I honestly see why blue and orange tends to be used as future colors so much, right? Because, you know, when you think of like future things, you think of them like in blues and oranges, and the fact that they contrast each other so well kind of gives it that sort of unnatural feel to it that most people would usually feel when they see like a future themed work. It all comes together pretty well. Or, you know, if you want to show like some sort of conflict, you usually do blue and orange, right? Blue represents calm side, orange represents the more active side. Oh, okay, so now we got spaceships just like dropping stuff on the ground as well. Okay, that's actually a pretty cool level. King's Way. King's Way is finally fixed. I hope you'll enjoy it. I look forward to this. Version 3. Okay. Oh man. Can see the giant statues and everything, and oh, okay, crossed swords. Hey, that's pretty cool. It's like I'm going through a hall of heroes, right? This is like where they build monuments dedicated to the legends of old, where their legacies lie. Oh, here's the castle. We're just sailing over it. A technique a lot of film posters use. Yeah, a lot of film posters do go for that blue-orange contrast. Oh, snap. Little thin opening here. We're in a cave. Oh, wow. Visuals just like change entirely. Okay. Whatever they did to make this cave, this is honestly like really cool. Oh, snap, dragon. Okay, this got even cooler. Right, it's like dropping spikes and okay. So do we get to a part where it like starts breathing fire? I mean, if it doesn't, that's understandable. Right, there's only so much you can do, but man. All right, man. This level, honestly, pretty rad. Okay. Oh, dragon leaves. All right. It's done teasing us for now. I wonder. Oh, okay. It's dropping its feet. Wait, 4 feet? Is it gonna drop 4 feet? Okay, 5 feet. All right. I like what they were putting out there. That was. I actually want to play that again. That was honestly neat. That was really cool. Yeah, the way it starts off in like sort of a more open space and then transitions to the cave. Yeah, the obligatory rush to the exit of the tunnel as it collapses. I wonder if they have something like that here. That felt like it took a lot shorter to get to the cave, but you know, as people usually say, you know, your first trip through an area will usually feels like it takes a while, but subsequent trips will just feel shorter, right? Because you're familiar with the route and you already know the way, so you tend to go through it quicker. Happens in real life too, right? The first time you go to like a new location feels like it takes forever, but if you go there subsequent times, it feels a lot shorter. Even if it takes like the same amount of time, it just feels shorter because you're already familiar with it. And I'm sure we've all experienced that at some point or another. Especially with like vacation locales, it's like the first time you go to a particular vacation spot, you're just like waiting in anticipation to see what it's like, but if you go there in the future, if you go there again in the future, it's like, you already know what it is, right? You're still gonna enjoy yourself, but it's like the kind of like the surprise behind it. It's not there like it was the first time, so. Yeah, that, and you always get home faster than when you go there. Yeah, that too, right. That was the other thing I forgot. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I guess it's because, like, the wind down, so, you know, it's like, you're going back to a thing that's familiar, and you're also going back to your old routine, so it's like... yeah, you're not waiting in excitement and bated breath or anything like that. Okay, I really want to like get past the feet section and see what other things this level throws at me. I'll try this a few more times to see if we can get past the feet section. Oh, okay. I zoned out for a minute there. Didn't realize I would crash upon hitting that rock. Yeah, this game has a tendency to do that to you. Right, even though you do have to, like, pay attention, there will be moments where you just kind of, like, going straight for a while and just, like, get lost in thought for a little bit, and then you just kind of get thrown back into reality when the crash happens. Alright, back in the cave. See, I don't know why I didn't just, like, stick with the direction. I should have committed. I shouldn't have tried to course correct there. It's always the rule of driving. If you make a decision, follow through with it, right? Don't try to switch decisions last minute, because everyone else will already have reacted in accordance to you kind of, you know, doing your initial decision. And it might take a while to kind of undo everything you did before. Not to mention, you know, accidents are more common if you suddenly switch trajectories partway through, right? Seen that many a time. People change lanes at the last second. Oh, yeah. I had that happen a few times. It's sad to admit that I might have done that a few times myself. Especially with, like, you know, the directions are like... You realize you're kind of like in the wrong lane, right? It's like either you want to get off at an exit or you didn't want to get off at this particular exit, so you gotta kind of switch real quick, like, and You know, in some cases you can't, in other cases, you know, you do it, and it's oh boy. Okay, you know what? Maybe we'll just move on to the next one. That is honestly a cool level, though. Oh, here one more Mario World, right? So it's a rule of Mario. If level editor is like ever in a game, someone's probably going to create some sort of Mario related thing. I think more specifically, someone called it like the rule of World 1-1. If you have a level editor, someone's going to try to create World 1-1 or Stage 1-1 on it. But in this case, someone's just created Mario-looking things. So, what's next? Green Hill. You know, Green Hill would actually be perfect for this game. You know, considering it's high speed. But yeah, you see Goombas, mushrooms, pipes. I also like that they're using the sunset music, even though this is not a very peaceful level. Very narrow gaps for you to squeeze through. Oh, they got the blocks too, and they fall for some reason. Oh, hey, piranha plants. Okay. Alright. There's some work put into this one. Yeah, blocks just like randomly fall. Also, slightly disappointed that the pipes don't have like... Pipes don't have portals in them. I felt like would have been a fun thing to have, right? Make them like warp pipes. Keeping the lookout for Bullet Bill. Yeah, that and a Koopa. Give me like a Koopa shell. In fact, why aren't the mushrooms like Koopa shells? Where are the question mark blocks for that matter? I wonder if it's just a case of you can only have like so many objects out in the field and this is what they went with. Still very impressive, all things considered. Oh. I almost became Goomba art. Well, definitely became pipe art. Okay. So that's, like, pretty cool. Oh, this is what I have planned. Region 1, Normal World. Region 2, Ice World. Region 3, Desert World. Oh, what? Okay, maybe I want to get back in here, try to get past Region 1 so I can see these different worlds. So I imagine the other worlds will have, like, the other enemies, like Pokies and, you know, things appropriate for those stages. Getting through this one is, like, already work and a half, though. Yeah. This map certainly demands quick reflexes and a lot of accuracy, that's for sure. Imagine this is like how high-level play goes. It's not about, you know, the wild swings left and right unless you absolutely have to. It's just about making minute adjustments so you can still react accordingly. Hey, we did it! We got past World 1! We didn't even have to go through a castle. Alright, World 2 is the Ice World, right? Oh, look, I'm even saying world, even though it's, like, supposed to be regions. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Definitely an ice cap. Oh, icicles, and very foggy areas, and more icicles. Oh, snowballs. Okay. Very intense for different reasons. Ah, man. Okay. I've seen another region that's, like, pretty cool. Yeah, unfortunately, this game's had, like, connection problems, so things like the leaderboard and getting news and stuff really doesn't work, but that's because Flippity is working on, like, another game. It's called, like, Whisker Squadron. Bit of a shoot-'em-up. It's kind of, like, takes sort of the visual style and mechanics from Race to Sun expands on it a bit, gives it like a bit more of a roguelike flavor. It seems alright, although reviews say it's like pretty short on content at the moment, but glad these guys are still doing work, right? They did a pretty good job with Race to Sun here. A simple premise, but has a lot to offer, and it's kind of like mechanics and everything lends it pretty well to high score runs and stuff like that. If only the leaderboards worked. Alright, well, in any case, that has been a look at Race to Sun. Yeah, nice workshop and designing support, too. Yeah, I agree with that. It's pretty cool how they managed to kind of integrate that in there. I like it when Steam games with kind of like the level editor stuff puts into workshop support. It just is a good natural fit. Another game I think that does that pretty well. I remember Half Minute Hero. I know it's like this is a very different game, but this is another game that kind of like integrated the level editor into the workshop and manages to do it pretty well. It's like pretty cool how it all works out. So I'm glad they put in the effort for that, right? Because Steam gives you the framework, and you just gotta kind of put in the rest of the support yourself, right? So yeah. In any case, that has been a look at Race to Sun. Pretty cool game. Of course, since the Steam sale is going on, it is on sale, so yeah, probably worth a look at a sale price. Even if it wasn't, I'd say might still be worth a look depending on how much it is. I didn't see how much it is, but yeah. So I think this will be a shorter stream, so I think I will call it here. Yeah. Thanks to everyone who came out and watched, who stayed around and chatted and hung out. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll be back on Friday, where we're finally gonna get into the swing of things, like how I got back into the swing of things at work. I'm gonna get into the swing of things on the streaming side as well. We're gonna start a new playthrough. I'm gonna playing a game that might be a little bit more outside of my wheelhouse. Shadow Tactics: Blades of the Shogun. It's supposed to be like a strategy stealth game. I played like the demos for Shadow Tactics and Shadow Gambit, and I was like pretty I liked what I played of them, so I do want to play the full versions of the games, especially doubly so since their developer Me Games is closed their doors like not too long ago. Perhaps a little ashamed I didn't check them out sooner. Maybe nah, I kid, but yeah, I think something I'd be interested in. So yeah, look forward to that. Have a good one. Yeah, you have a good one too, Molecular Shadow Fox. Thanks for hanging out. All right, let's see who's on. Let's see who I can raid here. Oh, this is one of the annoying things this game does. If you try to do like sort of mouse stuff, it will just like endlessly does that clicking thing until you click out of the window. But then this game does that thing where if you kind of focus out of the window itself, it becomes silent. So maybe first thing I will do is put out like some ambient sounds. I'll pick something close to what they have for like the main menu, so. Let's see, wind blowing sound effect. You know what, we can... let's do relaxing wind sounds. There. It's like we're on the other side now, right? The other side, right? Even though this is an endless game, we're on the other side now, and it's all peaceful because we reached the goal and stuff. The happy ending that you can't reach normally. Anyone remember Choose Your Own Adventure, right? The game books where you like start on page 1 and you sometimes hit with decision points where you have to turn to like a completely different page, and you see where that leads you to. I remember there being like a particular book where the best ending you could not get to by by just like reading through the book normally. You had to kind of just like leaf through the pages until you happened upon it yourself. And I think the book actually acknowledged it, right? The page actually acknowledged, yeah, you just kind of rifled through the book until you found this page that has nothing leading to it, and hey, here's an ending for you, best ending. Pat yourself on the back. You win. Have a good day. All right. How's everyone doing tonight? Of course, it's a lot of Fortnite, but I was actually watching some people playing Lego Fortnite. Seems fascinating, right? It's like everything Fortnite these days isn't. It plays a lot more like a open world Lego game, much like Lego Worlds, if anyone remembers that. I actually played Lego Worlds when it was in early access. I never got back to it, even when it had its full release. Maybe I'll do that for like an absolutely chill stream one of these days. A few older game playthroughs I'm seeing as well. Yeah, it's always fun. Actually, I wonder, is anyone else playing Race to Sun? I would not be surprised if it wasn't. This is like a pretty old game. Pretty small game, too. Yep, I'm the only one playing Race to Sun. I'm not surprised, okay. What was I expecting, to be honest? Oh, I was playing the Callisto Protocol. I recall that not being received very well. Gotta admit, the grotesque design of the monsters themselves kind of turned me off on it. Then again, I'm very unlikely to touch a horror-related thing unless it's like it has to be very, very light. Even then, that might be still too much. Okay. I think I might have found someone. Let's see if they have raids open. I keep forgetting to stop my raids. Alright. Alright. Oh, no, that's not it. Here we go. Raid channel. Alright, let's see if this goes through. Okay, cool. Looks like they went through. DJ Kawaii Fieri is playing Tony Hawk's Underground 2. You know what? Feels like a good lead-in, right? High-speed, older game. We're going into another sort of high-speed, older game. This one decidedly more retro, though. Anyways, I think I have a good idea what the raid message should be. There. If you're joining on the raid, give them a sunset raid. Otherwise, have a good rest of your week. I'll see ya on Friday for Shadow Tactics. Take care.